Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 45, and we are doing our September wrap-up episode. It is September 1st as we're recording. This will probably drop on September 2nd, so we are going to talk about everything that's coming up in September, all the cool stuff that we're going to be watching and playing. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Hey, hey, hey.
Mike's on the pod today.
I'm a surgeon.
And returning champion, Ryan, after a long, absence.
Hiatus?
I'm back, guys. I'm back.
He's back and better than ever. So it's a 4-pack for you today. And we like to start these off by talking about what we've been up to. Ryan, start it off. We haven't heard from you a while. What you been playing? What you been watching?
Oh man, I've been watching a lot. I haven't been playing too much. So what have I been watching? I've been watching. There's a German documentary on Netflix called "Let Me In" or "Leave Me In" or something. That was really good. I didn't know much about drummers. Fantastic documentary if you want to watch for your music. Been watching He-Man, Masters of the Universe. I've been watching a lot of anime, a lot of various anime. I've been playing still Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, fantastic. Guild Wars 2, New World, a few other things, but that's about it.
Nice. What you been up to, Mike?
Played some 12 minutes for about 20 minutes. That's one of my least favorite games of all time.
No.
Damn.
Played some Psychonauts 2. That's like a pretty PS2 game. Bounced off that pretty quick. Me and the kids played through Unravel.
Oh
on
yeah,
Game Pass. It was pretty fun.
Beautiful.
Got to get a second controller. We're gonna do some co-op Unravel 2.
Oh, nice.
When that happens,
What do
highly
you play
recommend
it
that
on?
game. It's on Game Pass.
So you're playing it. Okay.
So highly recommend that game if you're like kids trying to like get into games. It's pretty good at like physicsy type stuff, teaching them how go like puzzle solving stuff like that.
It sounds like a game you'd play in China for an hour, and then you can't play anymore.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
you
you
got
get
a
a
limit.
couple good weekends
Yeah, you
there.
get a limit. Yeah, a couple good weekends.
Yeah.
3-hour weekends.
It's funny. I told the kids about that, and I'm like, "We're moving to China," and they all freaked out.
Oh my god.
I'm like, "Hey, Selena, you want to move to China? We're gonna move to China." Like they're all just almost in tears. I'm like, "Calm down."
Meltdowns.
Did you do the Forrest Gump thing in the land of China? You can only play video games 1 hour.
I should have. But yeah, watch Keeping Up with 9 Perfect Strangers. I'm digging that. That's pretty good. Some good Michael Shannon in that.
Oh,
How many
man.
episodes is that now? 4?
I think it'll be. I think 5th one comes out today.
Nice.
I think. So I'm excited to see that. I don't know how long that is. It seems like it might wrap up soon. I don't know.
I looked it up, and I think it was like 6 or 7 episodes,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, I remember looking it up, and it was shorter. Yeah.
Watched a few episodes of Reservation Dogs as well. That's pretty good.
Nice.
And I think that's it.
Man, doing it. I
Yeah,
think we've all been watching What If, right? Checking
Oh
that
yes,
out.
yes, yep. Keeping Up with
Yeah.
What If. What's our temperature on What If so far?
I think I've been digging it a little more than Kayla, right? Like, I think you said, Kayla, you were kind of
warm.
Yeah.
It's it's fun to watch. It's beautiful. Like I like this is a what if thought, but they don't seem connected. They don't seem like really. I don't know. It's
Yeah, they're
weird.
just like one-off things.
Yeah.
See, I'm hoping that if it continues, and I don't know how many episodes are going to be in this season, or if they're trying to make this like multi-season or anything else, but like what I'm really hoping for is some connected episodes, like to where, like to harken back to,
Yeah.
oh, that was the episode where, not to, I guess we shouldn't be necessarily spoiling it or whatever, but like whatever, like the what if the Avengers never were the Avengers or something was one of the like recent episodes. Like if they harken back to that in some way, because it seems like they end up every episode like on a not a cliffhanger necessarily, but like on a like, oh, there's more to this. Like every episode so far, well, the 3 that we've watched like have kind of ended on a, oh, they're still doing something. This world is still going on forward, kind of thing.
Perfect for the multiverse setup, really. So
Yeah, I
you
don't
know.
think we're gonna get too much connection with these. I think they're gonna do a second part to the
Mhm.
first episode. I think I heard,
Okay.
which has been my
Mm.
favorite episode
Mm.
so far. They've kind of been steadily less for me. Like each passing episode's been like, I don't really like that. But I'm gonna keep. I'm in it. There's a premise for an episode that I'm really excited for. So I want to see what that one's like.
Yeah,
You guys playing anything new?
I just downloaded Warzone on my computer. I shouldn't have done that. I was playing some quads on Call of Duty Warzone with randos. No mic.
Oh man,
Just doing it old school with the ping system. We
Oh,
got
yeah.
we. I had one good match.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I had
wow.
like a couple kills here and there, about half dozen, I think, and like we got to the like final 15 or something, but other than that, real bad. Real bad. We we picked back up Mass Effect also, because we finished the Ascent. I don't know if we had said that at any point. How did you like how that wrapped up, Kayla?
Let me remember. It's actually been a little while. Well, ours messed up, so I feel like I didn't get the full effect. I feel like I might have liked it more if I didn't have to read everything that was happening in total silence. Like it was continuing on. Important ass shit. The ending.
The entire finishing cutscene like the sound cut out from like the last, like we killed the final boss and stuff, and then there's a pretty long cutscene. We had no sound for like a solid like 5 minutes of cutscene. And I think there was even like an after credits or something, and
There was.
no sound.
There was.
No sound
fuck.
for any of that. Luckily, we had subtitles on. Otherwise, we would have just been absolutely nothing. But yeah.
Reminds me of the fan of the show, Demetrius. Lent me a copy of Final Fantasy VII
What up,
in high school. It was my first time playing that game, and none of the cutscenes worked. It would
Oh,
just skip
no.
over every cutscene. It would just like it would start it, and there would be no sound, and it would just like go right back to the like where you're supposed to
left
be
off?
gameplay wise. Yeah,
Holy shit.
it was a trip.
Oh boy, just
So,
the way
I think you just have
they
a
intended.
scratch copy of the Ascent. I think
Yeah, that's what it was. The scratch digital copy, the Game Pass scratched copy.
But
Oh.
I did enjoy the Ascent. It was rather short. And I would like to see it more with more, quite honestly. Like some of the stuff was could be really interesting. It had potential to move forward, so they could definitely have another one. And it's from like a really small studio, so if they get some help, some bucks behind them, can do something a little bit better.
Yeah, it seemed like they
Polish it up.
spent every penny on the visuals, because it was pretty, but like, yeah, the story could have used some work. The voice acting could have used some work. Technical issues, kind
Bad
of.
elevator system.
Yeah, weird elevator system. I don't think we mentioned it. So we couldn't. We played co-op, the two of us, and there's a lot of elevators in the game. And if we both got on an elevator and press like X to go down, it would start the elevator from the ground floor and like put us back up where we were. We were just like, okay,
just
we're
take you back to where you left off,
yep,
wherever
Nice.
just
you
take
were.
it like instead of going down, it would like glitch out and start from the bottom floor and go up.
Oh man.
So we were like, I don't know. I don't think we can continue this game. We figured out if one of us got off and like pressed like X, it would do the thing it was supposed. It would like warp the other player onto the elevator and then send us down. One time, it got one of us caught like in the world in the.
Oh shit!
Was not great, but
So you would
most of
call
the
it
time that hack worked.
like a AA title then?
Yeah. Honestly, it was like a AA title, but like it came for free on Game Pass. I think it was like a $20 game at retail. And I would still recommend it. Like if someone wanted a cool, how long was it, dear? Like 10 hours, 12 hours?
15, I think it was.
Okay, yeah.
Or like it was like 15 main stories or something like that.
So like definitely if you have Game Pass, like heck yeah, it's worth it. And then even for like $20, if you're looking for something, especially to play something like co-op, and like we play 2-player, but it's 4-player. Like I'd still recommend it. It was fun.
It was fun.
And it looks real cool. It looks really, really good. We played it on the Series X, and it looks real good. It's so much like deeper. Like every scene was kind of really packed with stuff. So really, really cool. I think they spent every penny on the visuals and nothing on everything else. But
Liked
yeah.
the story.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool universe. It's just a cool like futuristic thing. So yeah, What If and The Ascent and getting back on that Mass Effect train. I played a weird part of it where I think it might have been DLC originally, but so we just ended up on the Citadel, and through like another mission brought us there, but then all of a sudden, like Colonel Anderson or whatever says like, "Oh, I got an apartment for you," and we like, all right, so we go to this apartment and stuff, and it takes us on this wild ride. There's a clone. There's like, it was like a 5-hour like mission that kind of just started out of nowhere. Like
That's
like,
the Citadel DLC, I believe. Yeah.
It was just like, hey, Joker wants to get sushi. And you
Yes.
go to get sushi with Joker, and yeah, shit is real intense. Like big.
It was cool, but like it was
really
weird.
good.
Yeah, it was good, and it was like meaty. Like it was like 5 hours of stuff. But you're kind of locked to it. Like it was, like I said, like a different mission brought us to the Citadel, and instead of like landing where I wanted to land, it was like, oh, you have to go here, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, I'm here, and then it was like, yeah, well, while you're here, why don't go get some sushi with Joker? Yeah, sure, we're fine, whatever. And then 5 hours later, we killed our clone. So classic story. But yeah.
So no 12 minutes.
No 12 minutes. Have yet to pick it up. I'm afraid it stinks. I mean, you said it's god awful. I've heard some other poor things on like podcasts that I've been checking out, and I don't know. I still want to give it a chance, but definitely like all the negative buzz has soured me on. Like I feel like it might be a game that I'm like, oh, I'm bored and I'm gonna play, as opposed to something like, oh, this is the next game that I definitely got to check out. Like. It was for a while, but I'm going to take everyone's recommendation and not make it a priority. Anything else, Kayla? Vacation Friends. We didn't even talk about that after watching that. I feel like that was one we just watched and didn't discuss. What did you think of Vacation Friends?
It was weird.
What is it?
It's with John Cena. I don't know any of the other actors' names.
Lil Ray Howery. What's his name? I forget exactly his.
That's his name.
The guy from Get Out. The comic relief guy.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. And
Milton
he's
Howard Jr.
Wow.
yeah, it's funny. Yeah, and he's funny. He's doing kind of that same thing. He's a little more like stuck up in this one, but it's a
Tight. I wouldn't call him
Hulu.
stuck up. He's uptight. That boy is wound tight.
You're right. He's wound. Yeah, he's not stuck up. You're right. He's uptight.
Stuck up tight.
So it's kind of a fun premise, and there's some decent like jokes or whatever, but it was just fine. It's a Hulu original, so it's like John Cena and
It's a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's a little on the long side. I think it was just maybe under 2 hours, but they all go on. So John Cena and his like wife or girlfriend or whatever are like super wild. Like they're doing coke and they're super wild and
Smoking bongs on jet skis.
Yeah, and
Nice.
As you do.
right, yeah. So, but the other couple is like they're just like, oh, we're just here to have like a vacation, and like he was gonna propose to her and stuff, and he was just trying. They were trying to have this like small kind of thing. They cross paths, and crazy stuff happens, and it's kind of like, oh, this is how I learned to get out of my shell and like let loose. But it was supposed to like stay, like what happens in, I think they're in Mexico or something.
Vacation.
Like, yeah, what happens on vacation stays on vacation. But John Cena,
vacation friends.
Yeah, finds them back in the real world and like it's like, yeah, we're still gonna be wild and stuff. And
you're my best friend.
Yeah,
you're getting married, so they're getting married too. So it's a whole bunch of shenanigans that are crazy.
Yeah. I think it's watchable. It's like one of those just like you got a free evening and you want to like laugh
John
a couple
Cena
times.
Movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's as good as he was as like Peacemaker. He's kind of hamming it up in this one a little more. Which is hard to do because Peacemaker's pretty hammy, but this is like even a level above that. I think we should get to September, huh?
Yes.
September 1st.
Wake me up.
Wake me up, yes.
No, wait, we're getting there. Not.
Gosh. Anyway, starting September off, September 3rd, Shang-Chi. I just learned how to pronounce that recently in a trailer. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I also realized that this is not coming to Disney Plus initially.
Wow.
It's in theaters only, so that was a little disappointing because my personal excitement has been a little like lukewarm going into it. Definitely a movie that I was like, oh yeah, I'll check it out on Disney Plus, but do I want to like go out to a theater, check it out? What's Ryan, you haven't been on in a while. I don't think we've gotten your pulse on Shang-Chi or anything with the Marvel universe. So how are you feeling?
And the Legend of the 10 Arm Bracelets. I feel like Disney kind of set it up for failure. Like it's kind of weird, like just by the marketing, by not putting in Disney Plus. I don't know if that's a response to the lawsuits they're dealing right now with like Scarlett Johansson and other things, so they can just kind of avoid that, or maybe just part of the contract. But like, I feel like it's not getting as much attention as like a regular Marvel film would. But that's just my perspective. I want to see it. It's just, is it something I want to like actually go out of my way to go out and see in theaters? That's the,
if there wasn't a pandemic, I would go see this the day it comes out.
Yeah, same.
I think it looks
same.
cute.
Yeah, if there was a pandemic, I'd go see it hands down. But like,
I think it looks
worth
good
for me to go see.
Yeah.
In the city of Chicago, probably not. So I'll wait. It looks cool. I don't know anything about it, like comic wise or
right.
Like I don't know a drop of lore about the Shang-Chi universe.
I think it looks really rad. I love the idea of a Marvel kung fu movie. But yeah, I want to watch it at home. I don't want to go to the movies and see it.
Have you seen the most recent trailer? Me and Kayla just watched it yesterday. And it gets pretty like fantastical. The first couple of trailers were, like you said, like, oh, it's a Marvel kung fu movie. It seems like real grounded and stuff, but like the most recent ones, it's a lot. It's like a lot of Marvel shit.
I mean, in the trailer, I saw what's his name, Doctor Strange's assistant or whatever, his friend. Forget his name.
Him?
He's
Wong?
he's in the movie. I see him. So
Yeah, he's like fighting Abomination from from
so
Hulk, which is interesting.
having him there just makes you think maybe it could be very fantastical, which I'm for. Really, I want to see a kung fu fantastical kind of. I don't know. I'm excited. It looks great, but I'm probably have to wait.
Yeah, I don't expect like grounded like John Wick type style
No.
combat or anything, but just to have some cool fights. I think fight scenes are kind of what Marvel sucks at
Yeah, you do.
in a way
Yeah.
at times. Uh, so yeah, and Aquafina, I love her. Like
Doing her thing.
putting her up for like vice patron saintness. Fine with that. I love her.
Can you imagine Taika and Aquafina's like
Oh,
child? That'd be great. That'd be a
oh
great
my
human.
Oh man,
good lord!
That is a
Jeez.
wild thought.
I want to
You know,
be that child.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Mike. Marvel sucks at fight scenes, but you know what didn't suck at fight scenes that I actually kind of miss is those Marvel Netflix originals. Like Daredevil was probably one of my favorite shows. That one shot when he's in that hallway and like the first couple episodes blew me away. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Wish they could do something like that.
Yeah, the first couple trailers kind of looked like that. Like there was like he's like fighting a bunch of dudes in like a small like a bus or something, and it was like just like, oh man, Shang-Chi is gonna be like just a dude, like a kung fu dude. But yeah.
Yeah, and as far as the hype goes, I think it is kind of like a super low expectation kind of Marvel thing, and having the Spider-Man trailer come out and eat its lunch didn't really help.
That's
It
what
was
I
kind of poor
mean.
timing.
That's just weird.
They kind of got the leak might have forced
It's
everything.
true. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
But,
WandaVision knew.
yeah, they knew the day.
Yeah, I really wonder if it's gonna feel like Black Widow felt. I think me and Kayla talked about, when we saw that, it felt like it wasn't at the right time. Like it was a cool movie. We enjoyed the movie overall, but it was just like, man, this movie should have come like 5 years ago or 3 years ago
Do we
or
know when this
something.
movie takes place?
I don't. I don't know. So yeah, let's see how they shoehorn it into the narrative too. I mean that's going to be interesting, like where it takes place. It almost looks like from like the most recent trailer, it kind of looks like they're doing kind of a Wakanda thing. Even there was some like what looked to be like a different
Sacred
place
land.
like a secret land, right? That they're like
Oh, okay.
going to and stuff. Like so maybe that's how they'll explain, oh, where was Shang-Chi this whole time, or
I don't need this one to tie into it. I'm fine with having just an origin for this character and
I mean,
them
we're moving on. We
doing it.
gotta.
I mean, you're right. It does. We have to. Eternals is the month, like is 2 months from now, and then Spider-Man the month after, and like I think Shang-Chi's gonna maybe get swept under the rug, like I
Man.
said. But I'm fine with I like just make a cool movie and figure it out down the line a little bit to get him in the mix. I don't want him to show up at Doctor Strange's doorstep at the end of the movie for some reason, or you know what I mean, or something like that.
I mean, they're introducing new characters. We're hopefully starting a whole new phase where they have to give origin stories that might not mean so much right now. I mean, looking back, you have Thor, which wasn't very good in the beginning. Even, I mean, Hulk is a totally we just forgot about that movie,
Yeah,
So
but now Abomination's back, so they're actually referencing it a little bit. So
yeah.
Man, do we get Tim Roth back in the MCU like
that's what
we
I'm
need
thinking.
to?
I'm wondering if it's just going to be like a quick thing, or if we're going to see Timmy at all in that. But
Man.
I'm hoping for like a B tier, like Doctor Strange level movie. Like it doesn't have to be the highs of like a Civil War or Avengers or something like
Yeah.
that.
I think that's what we'll get.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I hope at least I hope I leave it feeling a little bit different than I did with Black Widow. I just felt weird after Black Widow. Like, just I don't know, just not. It didn't give me that same.
That's a whole. I think that's a different thing. Black
Yeah.
Widow, just with
The
how it being a
problem,
prequel. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The timeline takes place so long ago
Yeah.
in like a relevant story. It's not even like Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s and you get some relevance, but like this is just like, man, why couldn't you have just given this to me in the timeline?
I felt the same way, Kayla. I felt really, really out of place. I mean,
Hated
like,
that.
yeah, it's great. It's cool, like great action and shit, but like it just felt completely displaced with what's going on right now in the whole universe.
It meant nothing because it's all happened. I mean, just
I
was weird.
think I said it on the pod before. If I had seen that after Loki, yeah, Black Widow would have been maybe even lower than Ant-Man and the Wasp for me as like the worst fucking Marvel thing. But I don't know. I thought it was fine. I think my expectations were set in the right spot for Black Widow, and I think they're in the right spot for Shang-Chi as well. Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Shang.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we get to see this on September 3rd. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It will come to Disney Plus 45 days after the theatrical release. So maybe we'll just wait on it. We'll see. If the buzz is strong, we'll see. On to the next item on this wonderful script. Lost in Random, September 10th. This one is kind of cool. So this is coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. So it's coming to everything. Really cool art style. Have you guys checked this out at all? Seen any of the trailers?
Yeah.
This was at E3. I forget whose show it was at. Do you remember?
Is EA's.
EA's. Okay.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
I think so.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And
I remember seeing
had
it there
some
and
buzz.
liking it.
Yeah.
Very Tim Burton-y. I get a lot of vibes of what's that one game? Don't Starve. Feels very that. I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm getting from it. It looks really interesting though, like this weird dice that's following you around. Yeah.
Things are random. You're in this super random world.
Yeah.
You're lost in random.
Is it like a survival game, like a Don't Starve?
No, it's
Not all.
it's a kind of a card battler.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so it looks like you get into you're traversing the world. You're either even or odd. So it's two sisters and one's captured. One's named Even, one's named Odd, and I forget which one you're playing as. And then you have Dicey, your companion, who is just a big dice. And you're traversing the world. You're making decisions. There's like shops. There's some platforming. It looks like, but then you get into battles, and there's like a card-based battling system. It looks like you also, as your character, you kind of have like a bow and arrow or something, and the cards allow you to do more like bigger special moves and things of that nature. And Dicey also kind of helps out with that. As you're fighting monsters, Dicey is powering up and allowing you to then like roll the dice for big
Special.
yeah, for big special attacks, big, events and things of that nature. The combat to me is way less interesting than like definitely the art style. Ryan hit it on the head. It's like very Tim Burton. It's like stop motion look to it. Really cool visuals, but the world seems really cool. Like it's a world built on randomness and everything. Like the dice that is your companion is like this mythical weapon kind of thing. Like in this universe, like a dice is this super powerful thing because it allows for like randomness to happen and everything else. So it seems like the lore and like the world building and stuff is super strong. Even if like the combat for me personally is like not what I would play it for, but it's the kind of game I think I'd like to like watch someone play as opposed to play it myself, kind of thing.
I remember it wasn't very expensive either. I think it was like 20, maybe $30 or something like that.
I think it's a smaller game
Yeah.
and like a smaller experience and stuff. I haven't gotten the word on like how long it is or anything else like that, but it definitely looks pretty. It definitely looks like a game that they put some money into, at least from like the trailers and the gameplay that I've seen. Yeah, so that's coming to everything. Lost in Random, September 10th. Another game also coming out on September 10th. Thank you for adding it to the script, Mike. WarioWare, Get It Together, coming to the Switch. Showed Kayla the trailer for this. And what was your response, Kayla?
I don't remember what I said then, but I'm not into it.
I think
Kayla,
it was.
it is.
No, this isn't for.
It is. If you like a fun party game, you can't go wrong with WarioWare.
Play it at
when
a
they-
party, but it's not something that I'm gonna like sit down and play through.
I played a lot of the demo. I played a lot of that. Got my money's worth on the demo. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's not like a sink your teeth into single player thing. When Nintendo showed it at this past E3, I was kind of weary about it because in the past these games have been like on a DS or something where you touch the screen and that's how you interact with the game. But in this one, you have like full control of a character for these mini games. So like if a mini game is, pluck this guy's arm hair, you have to take the character and do it before you would just like pluck them with the stylus on the DS. But they've done it in a really cool way. Each character in the game controls differently. Like Wario has a jetpack and he has like a shoulder thrust. There's a character called
magic-y one.
Yeah, there's like a girl on a broomstick. Mona can fly around on a scooter and has a boomerang that you can control. Mona is OP. She's very powerful. But there's another character that can't move at all. He can only shoot things. And there's mini games that he's better at than other characters, and vice versa. And man, it's just been a lot of fun. I can't wait to play it. I showed the kids it. We've been trying to beat our high scores. And
you think it'd be a good like party game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, easily. 'Cause, I mean, before that's what whenever I played was it like the Cube or something? I always had a blast.
Yeah, the GameCube version was awesome. Smooth Moves on the Wii was great as well. Yeah, that's what they are. They're just fun. Pass the controller around, try to do this quick they're micro game. They're like a mini game that takes 5 seconds, so you have to do something really quick. And it's just so much fun. It's great.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. I want to get together and check it out. I remember playing a little WarioWare with it might have been on the Wii. A couple of us all got together and played some. That's the only time I've ever messed with a WarioWare game, and just like, oh, okay, this is off the wall, but real cool. It's all the stuff that I'm real bad at, like similar to like Mario Party and anything like games of skill like that. I'm just real bad at them, but I enjoy other people who are good at them. So.
But this one's like cooperative, so like if you're bad at it, like your partner can overcome that. And
that's awesome. That's great.
And we're gonna be partners then, I guess.
There you go.
So that's WarioWare Get It Together coming to the Switch on September 10th. September 10th is kind of jam-packed. We also have a spooky, scary Malignant on HBO Max on September 10th. So this is the new horror movie from James Wan of The Conjuring and Saw fame. and several. He's like executive produced like 50 other horror movies. But looks pretty cool. We checked out the trailer yesterday. I think it was the first time Kayla saw it. It's about a woman who has these like super vivid dreams, and it seems like from the trailer they're really doing up the like visual nature of her these like dreamscapes she's in. And it was just the visual nature of it looked really cool. Like the one scene that they showed was like the walls all around her were kind of like changing, like kind of falling apart, falling like
Like a super dark trip. Like she's tripping.
yeah, it's like an acid trip kind of thing. And apparently like the story is that she maybe not only dreaming, like there may be more to it than that. So
Got like a friend that nobody can see.
Yeah, she's like conjured some kind of imaginary friend that
Only she can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
malignant.
I believe like the slogan was like, I don't know, something about like saying something along the lines like every time someone dies or gets killed, it only brings him or I forget, I don't know what they pronoun used, but like closer. So whatever that meant.
Huh.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of ideas, a lot of different ideas, a lot of inspiration from different horror movies and bundled in the trailer that I watched. I don't usually know horror movies, but I might watch it. It looks kind of interesting and just not like pure gore fest.
yeah, it's getting to be fall. It's getting to almost be spooky season, and I need some more some horror movies in my life. So I'm gonna check this one out. Might be a solo watch, but
Watch it.
Little off
Nice.
topic was I know they delayed to talk about Halloween movies. The next Halloween, was it this year?
Yeah, that's soon, I think.
Is it? Because I know there's
Halloween
they did
Kills,
two.
right?
Yeah.
They should only release those on Halloween. If they release it on a different day, it's just don't. Like, that's dumb. I've already had that talk, though, that all horror movies should just be in the month of October, and just like they should release 31 horror movies every year in October.
I think Midsummer is a good release area.
They should release movies called Midsummer in the middle of summer. And gosh, you need to check that one out, Kayla. It's so good.
Kayla hasn't seen that.
No, that was a solo watch for me.
You
I'll
guys
watch
talking
it
about
again.
Midsommar, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
just making sure.
Yes. Oh, Florence Pugh.
No. But what I wanted to say about Malignant, though, it did the thing that trailers do. I feel like it showed like so much stuff, like showed all kinds of jump scares. Like, okay, now I know that spooky shadow's coming.
Yeah, exactly. Horror movies suffer from that the most. I would say.
All
Yeah.
trailers. I hate trailers. When the Spider-Man trailer came out, I didn't want to watch it. I did.
You did though.
I
feel
did.
you.
I did.
Why can't we
Eric
speak
asked me
anymore?
a couple times, and I wouldn't answer because I would think about it, and I couldn't come to a decision.
I wanted to watch it so bad.
I gave.
Oh, we watched it.
And then when you watched the very end, you got angry, right? You're like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have watched it.
Nah. It's
By the
been
end.
such a poorly kept secret, honestly.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
true. It's true.
So it's just like now it's just confirmation that like
Are they or aren't they? You know.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good regardless.
But okay, that was all I had to say about Malignant.
Yeah, that's all any of us had.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. So that's coming to HBO Max on September 10th, and also coming not to HBO Max but to theaters on September 10th. The Card Counter. This one looks real cool. So this is an Oscar Isaac led movie with Tiffany Haddish and Willem Dafoe as well, fresh off of the award-winning 12 Minutes. Right, Nelson? No, so this looks really, really cool. It's executive produced by Martin Scorsese, directed by Paul Schrader. The general idea is that Oscar Isaac has a dark past. He's some sort of military man with a dark past. It looks like he's done military interrogations, things of that nature. And he's now using those skills to count cards. And he's getting in deep with some shady characters, as one does with card counting and everything else. And it looks like his past is going to catch up with him. Somehow Willem Dafoe is involved in his dark past and his military life, and they're going to cross paths. And it looks like Oscar Isaac's going to have to pick between a somewhat stable life of counting cards and getting over on casinos versus a life of revenge. And it just looks like a real character study kind of. And Oscar Isaac just looks super intense in it. And he's one of my favorite actors right now. So this one is like a big one for me. Unfortunately, only coming to theaters. But I don't know. I might sneak out and catch this one. Did you guys hear any buzz on this one or anything?
No, first time hearing it. Sounds cool. Sounds like a big old drama. So
yeah, Tiffany Haddish. She's pretty much a comedic character for everything I've really ever seen. So she in the trailer she did seem to be more serious.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of chops she's got.
Yeah, I am too.
Because we know what we're getting with Oscar. He's pretty good.
I love Willie. Willie's great.
Willie Dafoe.
He's so good. Billy Dafoe. I love it.
Yeah, they kept him out of the trailer for the most part, so I don't know how much he's in it, but it seems like he's maybe a big part, at least thematically.
When I was looking up stuff that was coming out in September, there was another Oscar Isaac thing that doesn't have a concrete date yet, but says it's coming out in September, and that's Scenes from a Marriage. And that's the Oscar Isaac thing I want to see. I want some more Marriage Story stuff.
Oh,
that
was good.
Man. I don't
Give me
know.
some more of that.
Gosh.
Man,
I ate that up.
Marriage Story, so good.
So good.
Well, that's the only married one here. I guess there's two married ones here. I don't know. Barely survived that movie. No, that movie's wonderful. I don't want to see Oscar Isaac get his heart broken.
You look so sad when you said that. Holy shit!
He already lost Finn.
I felt that.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the card counter coming to theaters September 10th. On September 13th, we've got Why the Last Man, FX-Hulu series. This looks kind of cool. It's from a graphic novel. I had never heard about it at all, and I saw about a month ago, someone posted IGN or Polygon or something, a little deep dive into the graphic novel, just in anticipation for the show. Cool concept, at least. Every man on the planet drops dead one day from what looks to be like a pretty hellacious virus. They just kind of melt almost. And one dude survives.
Goodbye, Oscar.
Yeah, so every guy on the planet dies. All the women are having to pick up the pieces. And unbeknownst to really anyone, one random guy named Yorick just ended up not dying. And it looks very, very much like a gosh, what's that fantastic movie?
Was it a porno?
No, probably eventually, Rule 34, but
Rosie?
The Last of Us is basically that movie.
The Road?
Close.
Children of Men?
Children of Men?
Children of Men. Children of Men.
Exactly what I was thinking
Thank you, folks. Yeah, Children. It looks like
That's
Children of Men because it's like the one guy who is probably key to the planet repopulating potentially. And no one knows that he exists aside from it looks like a small few, and they have to get him probably from one end of the country to another to do tests or bang a bunch. I don't know, but it's a cool concept, right?
It's gonna be a porno about this movie. It's done.
Yeah, it looks like there's a badass female companion who's trying to kind of mule him across the the country or something else, and there's a bunch of scenes in the trailer of her just like kicking ass and stuff. So just looks cool. Looks like FX is pretty good at like graphic, if you will, or like kind of violent stuff like this,
They can drop
post-apocalyptic kind of.
F-bombs on FX, man.
Right,
No,
right.
dude.
So I feel like hopefully it's a good adult tale of one guy repopulating the world or something.
Having a
I really
popular.
like the concept. I want to check this out.
Yeah. So apparently it's a long-running graphic novel that's won a bunch of awards and stuff. So it's got a following. It's got like people dig
Everything on television is based off of.
it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If it wasn't a graphic novel, I would question the writing. And if it didn't win a bunch of awards, I mean, a lot of things win awards that are shitty anyways, but yeah, I don't know. I'm like hard pass for me. We'll see. We'll look at the reviews. Yeah.
I know it's played out, but I'm still into like the post-apocalyptic kind of thing, and especially this one is not zombies or creatures of any kind. So
But it feels pretty Walking Dead like.
it feels very like Walking Dead, but without the zombies and with maybe a little fresh coat of paint, a little bit different like situation. So that's why The Last Man coming to FX-Hulu on September 13th. The next day, we're getting Deathloop finally coming to PS5 and PC. From Arcane Studios, big fan of their work. This looks real cool. I've been into this they showed it for the first time maybe like 2 years ago on like a PlayStation showcase or something. And before they were purchased by Microsoft, so that's fun. It's a PS5 console exclusive, but technically owned by Microsoft. Just looks like a cool. I mean, like time looping games, such as once again 12 minutes are kind of all the rage right now. But this one's done in that like Arcane style, like a Dishonored. It very much looks like Dishonored time loop kind of game. I like the aesthetic. I like everything I've seen from the gameplay. Looks fast and fun, but with a lot of variability. Looks like you can play it stealthy. Looks like you can play it guns blazing, also known as the Eric way to play. What are you guys, Ryan, you started off. You got any interest in playing some Deathloop?
Hollywood kind of bored me to death with the reiteration of like kind of just the loop generally. Jack Reacher to like, not Jack Reacher, but the one with Tom Cruise. He just kept on dying over and over. That took from like a anime graphic novel. I feel like the premise is very boring to me. I'll be real. But if it's fun, that's all that matters. And I'll actually see real gameplay to form an actual opinion about it. So for now, hold my reservations.
I know previews have been super positive for it. And I know I've said on the pod before, this is just a game I'm tired of hearing about. I'm glad it's coming out. I don't know how many trailers this fucking game has had and moments at State of Plays and E3s and things like that. But it's just, I don't know. Arcane stuff has never been my bag. But I'm glad for the people that want to play it. I hope it's really good.
Yeah, same.
I want to play it, or at least watch it. Watch Eric play it.
Gotta find a. Oh, you're gonna play it on PC?
Got to. It's Got to do it PC. So we'll see. It's been a while since I've purchased a game. Just playing everything on Game Pass pretty much. So it's gonna be weird. I might get declined or something. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, it's gonna be a weird experience. And games are expensive nowadays too. I don't know.
Is it a single player game? Is it a RPG? Is it like a co-op?
First person shooter, but like with powers and stuff, and a lot of like parkour / stealth kind of stuff. Similar. It looks very similar if you've ever seen like the Dishonored games. You have powers, but you've got. It looks a little more like those games were maybe a little more like melee combat. You definitely had ranged stuff in those games, but this looks very much a shooty game, like a first-person shooter with powers, various like magical powers and stuff.
Yeah, you're like an assassin trying to take out like a rogues gallery of like big, crime boss people or something like that, or very similar to like a Crackdown or I got a Mercenaries vibe. Just trying to take out these high-profile targets. But I guess the time loop every night at midnight, the time resets. But I think everyone in the world is aware of that. So it's not just like the protagonist. It's not like a Groundhog Day situation, which sounds pretty cool. That part of it.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic too. It's got this like grindhouse thing that it's going for. It looks like very much like Death Proof or something from Tarantino. Like it's got that like aesthetic going on.
I'm still unclear how the multiplayer part works, where another character is trying to take you out. It's like a Dark Souls type spin on it. Is that how it is?
Yeah, I have no idea how it exactly works. Nothing that I've seen has really spelled it out. I know that there is a main like protagonist and there's a main antagonist. Like there's a female assassin who's kind of also in the game trying to stop you essentially from doing like taking out these crime bosses or whatever. But how that all plays out in the actual gameplay, or like how another player plays that character or whatever, like if you choose it at the beginning, I don't know how that would work. Maybe that would be a jump in jump out kind of thing, because I can't see it being like, oh, I want to constantly play as the good guy or I want to constantly play as the bad guy. Like it just doesn't seem like that would make sense from a gameplay perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, so
yeah, I didn't know if that was like you getting invaded or what. I know Dishonored's pulled off multiple characters and different playstyles before, so this seems like a cool next step in that.
yeah, some of the like podcasts I've listened to where they've done like a preview and stuff, they've been a little cagey with the details. I think Microsoft and Arcane and stuff are kind of holding it tight to the chest. Yeah, so which is cool. It seems like there's probably a big twist or something that isn't right there in the trailers. So
cool. I think this is, from the hype so far, it seems like it's going to be like in that game of the year discussion. So
hope so. We need some more of those. So that's
you're man on the street on that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Deathloop, September 14th, PS5 and PC. I know Ryan's excited for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe coming to Netflix September 16th. Kevin Smith's baby there.
So it's going to be part 2. Part 1's already on Netflix, so they split up in 2 sections here. Got reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes really hard, but critics gave it a really high score. I personally, thought they were all whining. I thought it was actually really well written, and I think it's more of an adult story. But I mean, I don't know if you guys were even familiar with He-Man from 80s. It wasn't exactly known for its. It is known for its public messages to the kids saying, "Hey, don't do drugs," whatever. But I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's only 6 episodes. And He-Man was always a boring character to me, but what they did made me watch, and all the characters felt important. And the voice acting, I mean, you have every big voice actor. You got Lena Headey, you got the guy who plays the Onion Knight in Game of Thrones, you got Mark Hamill, Skeletor. I mean, just to name a few, they just have everybody in it, and they're all really fucking fantastic. So I'm real excited to see what they'll do at the second half, because the first half ended on a real sad note. So yeah, it's great. It's really good, really well done. Yeah, I love Lena Headey's character, Evil Lynn, probably one of my more favorite characters. Kind of just laying down some real thoughts. Some of the younger characters, hilarious. Yeah, it was good fun, man. I really enjoyed it. I don't think it deserves the hate it deserved, because it's not done yet. I can't judge the whole thing until it's finished. So first half.
So part 2 is coming out September 16th. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe coming to Netflix. If you want to see how that all goes down, check it out. Check it out. We've already touched on this one, so we don't have to go into too much, but it's finally coming out. Probably Kena Bridge of Spirits, PC, PS4, PS5, September 21st. If you want to know all about it, listen to our August episode because it was supposed to come out in August. But I think we're all excited to play some Kena, but we don't need to keep going on that one. The next day, September 22nd, coming to Disney Plus, though, we've got Star Wars Visions. This looks real freaking cool. This is an anime kind of anthology series based in the Star Wars universe, based in like several, it looks to be several different areas of the Star Wars universe, different art styles. I think it's 6 different animation studios doing 9 different episodes, I think is what I saw. There was one, I don't know if you guys saw like the long trailer, but there was one where it was like they took all the color out kind of, and it was like a pencil kind of drawn looking thing. Holy shit, man. That was real cool. I mean, there were a bunch of different anime styles in the trailer. Like there's obviously very like varied art styles and stuff, but that one was just really hit me. You know, we kind of know, I've said it many times on this pod that anime is not my thing, but this might be my thing. What did you guys think of this?
I think it looks dope. I'm gonna check it out.
This reminds me of just Animatrix, essentially. You guys remember that real awesome, piece of. So I seen like the. I don't know. I'm not too excited because I see some of the animation stuff. And some of it looks like rushed in what Netflix does. Is they have right now, they're trying to push out this like 3D animation / anime thing going on that doesn't look that great. But some of it, just from watching anime as long as I have, I've seen various different styles from different studios. Like there's one who's very Gynex, if you're familiar with that, like Evangelion to like Pantheon Stocking to like Gurren Lagann.
It's like a Kill la Kill.
Yeah, Kill la Kill. Like that's really apparent. It's made maybe from one of their animators to like various other anime. But yeah, it looks real cool. I hope that. I mean, they can't be that long, but I'm worried about some of the animation in some of them and how it's going to play out. But yeah, the visuals are stunning. Let's see if it holds up. It's just a trailer, so yeah, I'll check it out.
I think it's really interesting that it does come from just like a bunch of, not a bunch, but from different studios, and it's just kind of their, hey, be creative with it, like,
Yeah.
I've read a ton of Star Wars books. I doubt they'll have any that I'm familiar with, because are they new characters? I don't know. I'm gonna find out. They look like they've got some crazy weapons that are really interesting.
Yeah, I completely agree with Kayla. Like, give the keys to someone else. Let them have fun with it. I like when Nintendo allows other companies to use their IP and what they can do with it. I like when other big game studios do the same. Yeah, I think these are all like original characters. It's not in the fucking Skywalker bullshit. It's gonna be cool, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
There's some of the trailer that look cool. There's some of it look really cringy to me. There's just some things that like Star Wars / anime just don't mix well with me visually, and it's some of those cute magical girl types that kind of there's a little glimpses in there of of that in there. Hopefully it doesn't run down the rabbit hole too much in that kind of vein, but I don't think it will. I think it'd be more of a Animatrix type deal, which I absolutely fucking adored. So
yeah, I don't think I'm gonna jive with each style or each story or anything like that, but that's anime. Like, I think that's a cool way to introduce it. There'd be something for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it kind of comes back to that conversation we had earlier about what if, there's maybe strong episodes and maybe weak episodes, and at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, it's quick, 25, 30-minute episodes, and cost isn't that high, even if it's at least it's not another Ryan Johnson movie or something.
Oh,
All right, that's Star Wars Visions coming to Disney Plus on September 22nd. The next day we got Diablo 2 Resurrected coming to everything, literally everything, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. So you can play it on anything. I've only played Diablo 1 and 3. Very much enjoyed both of those, and I think I would very much enjoy this. I've seen the trailer, the most recent one for this has some great side-by-sides of like what it used to look like when it came out like 20 years ago and what it looks like now. And just looks real cool. Mike, you played a lot of Diablo 2, right?
No, Josh was
Oh,
Diablo
it was
2.
Josh.
Josh loved it. I'm not a big PC gamer, and Josh was really excited to get me like into it one day. So he like downloaded it on my computer, and he was showing me all the controls and hotkeys and all this, and
Mm.
I was getting into it, and then went the next day to play it, and all of that knowledge was gone, and I couldn't really remember the intricate stuff, like how to access certain things.
what a
So that was
fucking
it.
boomer.
I remember, hey, man, I remember fighting the first boss, who was like a Rakanishu, I believe. And
Oh, you remember
that was
that?
about it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I remember that because Borderlands stole that boss name for a boss, which stuck out to me. I was like, I remember that from Diablo 2. And yeah, I want to pick this up. I hope they bring some modern controls to it a little bit, like what they did with the console version of Diablo 3. And all Activision stuff aside, everything that's happening with that company, terrible things. I still want to support those people that made the game, and I want to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Seems like a great Switch game, like it's just
Yeah,
seems like
yeah,
a
definitely.
good game to
The biggest selling point for me is it
yeah.
being on Switch.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I like to play it. I kind of have a little bit of trouble with games like that. Uh, for one, like you're saying, if there's a bunch of mechanics like that, I kind of like to have, a combo that I'm comfortable with, and figuring that out can take a while, especially if there's a lot of characters on the screen. I get real lost, and I just be in the corner. Fuck, there I am. But I'm excited. I do want to play it.
Yeah, we love Diablo 3. I mean, we played through all of
Yeah.
that, just the two of us, and
Yeah.
that was the second time that I played through that whole game, because played that with Tomas, Mike, and Josh, right? Like,
Yeah.
killed so
Oh,
many Diablos.
I
Go to
wanted to
Bell.
say, shout out to Josh. It is his birthday today. Happy birthday, Josh.
It is
Oh,
Josh's
happy
birthday
birthday, Josh.
today. Happy
birthday.
birthday, Josh. All right, so that's Diablo 2 Resurrected coming September 23rd to everything. Little shout out also on September 26th to Bob's Burgers Season 12. I put that one on there for me. Real excited.
And me.
Well, yeah, you like it too, but
I like it.
Bob's Burgers
Bob's
Season
Burger
12.
belongs to Kayla, Eric. It's not yours. It's a Kayla thing.
But I fall asleep to it every night, like midway through every episode. I have seen half of every Bob's Burgers episode.
That fact is why I will say, yes, that is a Kayla thing. Because Eric doesn't remember any of the episodos. Any of them.
You think you would?
Because he falls asleep. Like,
Right.
we turn it on and, we get into bed and we'll turn. And he's like, I don't remember this. I'm like, of course,
think-
you fell asleep.
You think it'd be like that? You ever seen the episode of Dexter's Lab when he falls asleep with like the headset on and the headset breaks and all he can like speak in French is like omelette du fromage. You'd think he retains some kind of information, even if it's useless.
Yes. I can answer all of Bob trivia. I just,
No, he's not.
every time I see an episode, it's new to me. It's great. It's honestly the perfect setup. It's beautiful. So that's Bob's Burgers Season 12 coming to Fox September 26th.
Coming soon too, right?
Is it soon? I know it's supposed to. It was supposed to come out this year.
I
Oh.
remember.
have no idea as far as if it's gotten pushed back or how it was affected by like the Disney purchase or anything like that of Fox and all that. No idea. It's something I should look up because I'm excited. Like, I kind of dug the Simpsons movie, so if it's and that came out way after Simpsons was relevant, and I still feel like Bob's is relevant, so we'll see.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Last but not least, this was the one me and Ryan got into a fist fight over getting on this script. New World coming to PC September 28th. Ryan, you're real excited. This is an MMO from Amazon, the well-known video game creator Amazon.
They sell books.
There might be some
everything.
books in this. They fly a space. Is this a space game, Ryan? Tell me about New World.
No, it's a fantasy game. I'm not completely sold on it. It's Amazon Studios' very new studio. The only thing is they have a bottomless piggy bank. They might not have like the best workers for them. Well, at least they try to buy the best workers for them. But essentially, it was supposed to be like a player versus player MMO. That was their first vision. Now they're like kind of switching what they're doing, kind of all over the place. Essentially, you kind of get stranded on this island, and all these people kind of, I guess, like they're just with magic or whatever. The beta did really well. There's 700,000 people watching on Twitch when it was in beta last month. I think it's going to be a big game. At least for a couple months, at least for a couple million people all playing at once. The graphics look great because we haven't had new MMO guys in a very long time. The industry kind of just said, oh no, and now it's back because various things happening with Blizzard and whatnot. But so there's a lot of World of Warcraft refugees kind of looking for their next home, if you will, right?
They might get a huge boom because of that.
That's what happened to Final Fantasy 14. They got everything. I mean, Final Fantasy 14, they have so many players from them now that they literally don't have server space for them. Like, it's just, there's concurrent players, just like, I don't know, like 15 million people, 14 million people playing at once. It's kind of insane. So I'm sure people will filter over there and to all the other old MMOs. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I just don't think it's going to be as fully realized as people are thinking is going to be. I think any MMO starts off, there's a lot of bugs. It's a live game. It's a hard thing to balance for and also keep people playing. First and foremost. So
yeah, I really wonder how much Amazon's going to support it, like long story. Because it does take. It seems like every MMO that comes out, and a lot come out and just like flame and just go away because, like you mentioned, WoW, and there's like Elder Scrolls Online and Final Fantasy 14 and stuff. It seems like they have such a strong like fan base built over years and years, and just like and they're made like those games are made to just like absorb all of your hours, like be the game that you play. You're a Guild Wars guy, right? And that's like what those games are designed to be. So it's hard to just jump in to something else if you've already got one of those, so the market is real weird. I feel like it's gonna take Amazon a lot of like time and effort and a lot of like money behind it to really try to get this one out here. But the world looks real cool. It's set in I think the 17th century. It's kind of like an alternate history conquistador kind of thing.
Yeah, it's really, really, really different looking. From anything you've really used to, like any other MMO. You get Final Fantasy 14. You know what Final Fantasy is, right? That's all you need to know. Warcraft Fantasy, Guild Wars is very different. But all the MMOs don't take your time like that. It's just the old ones that did, but they just stood the test of time. That's the problem, right? So, yeah, interested to see what they do. But I mean, track record lets you know that their last game they tried to push out was called I don't really remember. Is a shooter in style of like Overwatch, and that didn't even make
Crucible, right? Is that
Thank
the
you.
one?
Yeah, I played the beta. They even basically past beta. So what they did with the old developers, they just push in the new world. So that just failed, investment, and we'll see if it pays off or not. So, anyways,
Yeah, I don't have much faith in Amazon seeing this thing, maybe to a finish line, but MMOs it's a living game, so
yeah, it's
they
fun.
have to keep it up, keep going, keep sticking it out, and I don't think they're going to do that.
Well, we'll see. We got a ton of faith in you, Amazon, as long as you throw us some money. This podcast is available on Amazon, whatever their podcast app is. It's available on everything, so check it out, guys. So that's New World coming September 28th, and that wraps up everything in September. We've got MMOs, we've got the MCU, and we've got Malignant, all the M's covered in September. So, guys, this has been episode 45 of The Machine of Nonsense. We talked all about September, everything that's coming up, a lot of exciting things coming to video games, TV, and movie theaters and streaming services. I'm your host, Eric. I was joined by Kayla, Mike, and Ryan. We ask that you check us out on all podcast apps. Just download it on every single one, please. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Drop us a line. Leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/machine of nonsense. I will put your voice on this pod. And join the conversation on Monstars, our Facebook fan group. We'd love to hear from you there. Tell us about all the things you're excited for this coming September. We're getting out of here, and we're saying goodbye.
See you later.
Bye.